What happens when your money can suddenly buy more tomorrow than it buys today? On the surface, it sounds like a reward for careful savers, but for those who owe money, this quiet change can be devastating. It creates a silent transfer of wealth from debtors to lenders without a single contract rewritten. One powerful explanation was written in 1933 by Irving Fisher. A related insight was refined more recently by Geanakoplos. Together, they show how small shocks can spiral into deep slumps. Debt and the value of money interact in ways we rarely notice and barely understand. These are not abstractions confined to textbooks. They help explain the Great Depression and the global financial crisis. They reveal why booms feel unstoppable and busts seem to have no end. If you borrow, lend, or want financial wisdom, this matters to you. Who are the two essential players in the great game of economic growth? Borrowers, the optimists who dare to build the future. Home buyers, chasing a place to call their own. Students, investing in their potential. They see demand rising and assets growing and take prudent risks. They are borrowing fuels, construction, innovation, and expansion. It creates jobs and drives the economy forward. Without that forward push, economies stagnate. Across the table are the lenders, the cautious guardians of capital. Savers, banks and investors who prize predictable returns. They study the details, collateral, repayment and resilience. That prudence balances optimism, the delicate dance a healthy economy depends on, but surprises don't treat them equally, and that's where trouble begins. How does a small change in prices create such a large problem? Now, meet John, a proud coffee shop owner. Business is good. He sees more visitors arriving and plans to expand. He borrows $10,000 from his banker, Ms. Davis, to renovate. 5 years to repay, predictable installments. John bets on rising revenues, Ms. Davis on steady repayment. Then a global recession hits, tourism fades. To entice customers, prices fall across coffee shops. A cup drops from $3 to $2.25, a 25% fall. He serves as many coffees, perhaps more, but earns less cash. His dream begins to fade, anxiety grows. Here is the crux: Bukita income falls, but the nominal debt does not. He now needs far more cups to repay the same $10,000. Money grows more valuable and his debt grows heavier in real terms. One story is painful. Millions at once is a national crisis. What turns one person's debt problem into everyone's crisis? A dangerous feedback loop. As debts grow heavier, borrowers become desperate. Expansion gives way to survival. To raise cash, assets are sold, often at once. Equipment, vehicles, even homes and stocks flood the market. Too many sellers, too few buyers, prices fall further, equipment cheapens, neighborhoods lose value, markets tumble, fear spreads, falling prices make debts even heavier, a vicious cycle. Defaults and bankruptcies rise. Lenders absorb losses, foundations crack, credit freezes, spending collapses, joblessness soars. In the 1930s, a 25% price drop trapped a decade in depression. We didn't see 1930s style deflation in 2008, but debt and leverage were at the center. Good times bred optimism, the leverage cycle in motion. Prices seemed only to rise. Borrowing felt safe. Standards eased. Leverage surged. Credit fed prices. Prices fed more credit. When prices faltered in 2007, leverage turned from ally to enemy. A 10% drop erased 10% down payments overnight. Lenders tightened. Defaults climbed. Forced selling crushed prices. Panic spread. Then came lower than expected inflation. Not as severe as deflation, but a persistent drag on recovery. Ancient forces, debt and prices, still rule modern outcomes. If fixed debts get heavier when prices fall, can we design smarter debt? Indexation ties what you owe to a price index, like the CPI. If prices drop 10%, the principal drops 10%. If inflation rises, it rises accordingly. The goal, keep the real burden steady. Back to John. With a 25% price fall, his index loan adjusts to $7,500. He sells no more, no less to repay. The lender's repayment keeps the same purchasing power, fair to both sides. Indexation acts as an automatic shock absorber. Chile's Unidad de Fomento, widely used in mortgages and contracts. Mexico's Unidad de Inversión, another practical example. Why not everywhere? Psychology, simplicity, and trust in official indices. Politics also stands in the way. Despite clear benefits, it remains underused. These ideas are a map, not a museum piece. What we owe and what money can buy are never fixed. Wealth can shift silently. Instability can grow quickly. Booms can turn to busts fast. First, be wary of leverage. Debt is a powerful tool, but high leverage is a financial explosive. When everyone leverages, small drops can trigger cascades. Borrow responsibly. Policymakers should cool credit booms. Second, watch the general price level, especially deflation risks. Falling prices make fixed debts heavier, choking growth. Plan for lower than expected inflation. Stress test your loans. Preventing sustained deflation is a vital backstop. Third, embrace fair contracts that adjust with prices. Educate, adopt, and build resilience. Embrace optimism, respect risk, and remember money can change. Plan accordingly.